Welcome, cherished one. We are stepping into the next branch of our journey, coming back from fear, as we look at our power of choice. Yes, we are powerful, supernatural beings made from unconditional love. So I do find myself using the word power a lot because we are indeed power-filled. We will begin the first episode of this new branch here, focusing on the power to question. At a Thanksgiving get-together, a guest of the family was in the kitchen helping prepare the feast when she noticed her friend tying the legs of the turkey together with a wire. She had not seen this before, so she inquired why it was that she was doing that. Her friend had no idea. It was her mother that had taught her to prepare the turkey. So she asked her mother why they did that. And her mother had no idea either, as her mother had taught her. Their mother happened to be in the living room chatting, so they moved their inquiry out of the kitchen to go talk to her. And when they asked the grandmother why they did that, she replied that her mother had taught her to do that. Their ovens back then were so small, and the pans were not as large as they were these days, so they had to tie the legs up so that they did not touch the sides of the oven and burn. Then why do we do that now? Asked the granddaughter, to which they all looked at each other and shrugged their shoulders. So much of what our society does is because something, sometime, caused us to create a standard of doing things back in the day. We blindly follow the norm, not knowing why we do it. In our own lives, we have developed a belief about things, about ourselves, about others, about the world, and we believe this is the right way to do things. What is amazing is that because of the internet and technology, the amount of interaction we have with strangers and others outside of our immediate family and friends has grown. And along with this growth, the challenges to our belief and belief system has increased as well. I say that it is amazing because if we are never challenged, we might not never question what we believe and never evolve outside of our box. We feel safe in our little house of beliefs about the world because our fear ego likes to define things. It likes to convince us to try to live up to an unobtainable list of shoulds and have-tos so that we can experience what it might feel like to be unacceptable, a failure, unlovable, and all those uncomfortable emotions that spawn from the fear of losing love. The fear ego will draw us into the past to show us all the times we messed up and didn't meet our or someone else's conditional love laws. Or it will push us into the future to show us that we are going to have to meet all the new conditions that arise too, all the way up until we die. So the ego has us rehashing old memories or looking to the future for fulfillment, knowing that only in death will the clock of judgment stop ticking so our lives can be evaluated for acceptability and lovability. Woohoo! What a ride! We don't see the world as it really is. We see the world as we are. It is when we are so unhappy and disappointed in our world as we see it that we begin to question our beliefs about our little world. If you find yourself looking at your world now, then that tells you that you are ready to question. The thought of questioning your personal beliefs might strike fear in your body, and that is normal. Take some deep breaths. Calm down. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You don't have to make any changes if you don't want to. We are simply going to take a look-see-poo. Remember, You are super powerful, so you get to choose what you want. No expectations from me. This is your life, your world, and has nothing to do with me. Yes, it is as you suspected. It is all about you. So your life happens inside you, and my life happens inside me. Sometimes our actions leak over into someone else's life, but only the actions do. The emotions stay contained within ourselves. The actions based on emotions are external. So if you're throwing things around, tears disappearing from someone's life, also hugs, smiles. But the emotions themselves and the emotions each of us chooses happen right here inside us and no one else. Our view of the world is our view. Our impressions of other people are our own. We haven't really met anyone else, truly. All we know is the story that we have attached to them. It's almost like having, a picture of someone, and we draw the little mustache on them, or the horns, or the crazy eyes on them. That isn't real. It's just our impression that we have placed on them. When we begin to question our beliefs, that is when our world seems to suddenly change. Clarity comes. The fog lifts. We begin to see reality. Byron Katie has a wonderful process that she calls the work. And one of the things she says that was very eye-opening for me is that we have never really met anyone until we drop our story about who they are supposed to be. She offers a wonderful tool that is my recommendation for questioning our thoughts and beliefs. It is called the Judge Your Neighbor worksheet. And in this process, we're not asked to let a belief go because we cannot do that while we are believing it. It is in inquiry that our brain sees what is true and what is not, and it lets go of what is not true. We don't even have to force it to leave. We just know it is a lie, and we know we won't believe it anymore, so it just drifts away. It is quite amazing how life-changing this process can be, and it's free. You can check it out at thework.com or search for Byron Katie on YouTube. She has tons of videos out there, and I'll try to include the links down below the video here. It has been life-changing for me to step through many emotions using the work. There were some items that I could not look past, and I felt blocked in thinking about them. But putting them onto paper helped me see deep beliefs that I had no foundation. And I was able to change my thoughts about so many things from fear into unconditional love because of it. I might even create some videos or some podcasts of me stepping through some of my uncomfortable emotions. That could be fun. We are taught from very young not to question those in authority. Just do as I say. We are taught by our external religions to have blind faith in the conditional love laws that they can give us. And our fear ego tells us not to question our inner beliefs about ourselves or others or the world, because it wants to keep us in the loop-to-loop ride it has us on for that experience. It might take a little bravery to begin to question your thoughts. Try not to take your entire life on all at once. I know we like a challenge, but take some deep breaths and decide to look at just one simple belief, no more than one. And remember that there is no requirement to change the belief, just question it. take a look at it. Inquire. Try using the Judge Your Neighbor worksheet to let the fear ego bring it out, all the feelings around that specific experience. You won't regret it. Get ready to change your world, beautiful one. Next episode, we will take a look at the power of no. Until then, remember, you never have to do anything you don't want to do. Boom.